If you thought the Premier League was corrupt because of VAR and brain-dead referees, wait till you hear this. Leicester City were let off the hook for numerous breaches of financial fair play rules, following an appeal against the decision, and somehow managed to avoid punishments in any shape or form. The way Leicester pulled this off is fraudulent beyond belief. Premier League clubs are permitted losses of £105 million over the course of 3 seasons, which averages out to about £35 million a year. Leicester were well over that threshold with a deficit of close to £130 million. However, their accountants figured out a loophole in the system. Leicester were officially relegated on 20th May 2023. A month prior to their relegation, the legal team changed their accounting period from 30th May to 30th June. This is significant because it allowed them to claim they were now a championship side, and thus did not have PSR rules applied to them any longer. Furthermore, they transferred shares over to Luton Town immediately after becoming a championship side, knowing full well the latter was likely to get relegated, while they themselves would come straight back up in a year's time, which is exactly how things panned out. That way, Leicester could claim they had absolutely nothing to do with the Premier League when it came to the year under scrutiny for investigation. Meanwhile, Everton continued to get points taken off them what seems like every fortnight, and Nottingham Forest were on the brink of going down last season after the authorities that be decided they wanted to make the relegation battle a little bit more interesting. As it turns out, the Premier League chose not to appeal the decision, which went in Leicester's favour, claiming that there's a very high legal bar for them to do so. I mean, fucking hell, lads. The state of football right now is an absolute piss take. It's becoming all about lawyers and accountants finding ways to calm the system, as opposed to what's actually happening on the pitch. The sport's over a century old, and I've personally been watching it for over 2 decades, yet all this bollocks about profit and sustainability only decided to crop up in the last 3 or so years. The worst part is, there's no justice in the system. Leicester's mishap was far bigger than Forest's, yet the latter was punished while the former walks away scot-free. Everton are routinely taken to the cleaners, but the biggest cheats of them all in Man City don't get so much as a slap on the wrist. I don't really have a horse in the race, but it's sickening to see the inherent bias that exists. Do let me know your own take. Personally, I reckon it's no coincidence all this is happening before City's hearing regarding the 115 charges in November, as the Premier League can now turn around and use Leicester as an example of another club that got away with it. Peace.